Destiny is dead. That's a sentence I never really thought I would utter, but after seeing like the announcement, or actually the release of the new DLC, Renegades, I say release because I didn't even know. And when I saw it, it wasn't disappointment or ideally excitement. It was literally nothing at all. And that's a feeling I think most people who are fans of the franchise, which has been going on for 11 years now, are probably feeling. You know, I have so many memories with the franchise, and it's arguably probably across Destiny 1 and 2, the game I have played more than any other and shared the most amount of memories with, which is why it pains me so much to say the sentence and say the title of the video, because I don't really see any other reality, and the player counts kind of reflect that, you know, for so many different reasons. But I think seeing the trailer for it and the fact that we're now having a Star Wars DLC crossover is kind of that raw and real nail in the coffin. Seeing a fucking hunter or a titan or warlock with a lightsaber and stormtrooper armor, it's just everything that Destiny isn't. Destiny was a game that is just founded on its art direction. It's why I got so engrossed in that world in the first place. You know, when I was 12 years old, you know, when that game dropped in 2014, my excitement was to explore this world, this new sci-fi world, of which of course was helmed by Bungie, you know, with their esteemed reputation, creators of Halo. And although it wasn't incredible at launch, and I actually dropped the game pretty early on, I picked it up around the first DLC again and fell in love. You know, it got to a place over the years where Destiny's highs were some of the greatest in multiplayer gaming ever, I think I've ever experienced. You know, when you're talking about art direction, I just remember being so thrown into this world of thinking of the Cosmodrome of old Russia and this world that's been left behind, and wanting to explore that, or, you know, the Siva replication chamber in Rise of Iron, and this incredible unique sci-fi aesthetic I've never seen elsewhere. And that is just seared into my brain even now, years later. It's iconic. And on a gameplay perspective, when you're talking about community, stuff like the raids, I know it sounds kind of obvious, but, you know, playing those raids when they came out with the world's first race with thousands and thousands of other people watching and playing at the same time, trying to get through these encounters which have been conjured up for us, is magical. Like Rise of Iron's final boss in Axis, entering that chamber and the lights come on and, you know, everything starts kicking off and the music starts pumping. Everything about that is iconic. And I know I'm kind of spitballing, but I just want to convey my passion for a game which I've adored, and I'm sure so many of you have as well over the years. And it just kind of points to why it's so even more disheartening now that the game that is available to us now is so unrecognizable. You know, it's just so far removed from what we once loved. And I understand that games have to evolve, they have to change, and Destiny, being a live service product, was at the forefront of that. You know, for better or worse, I think, you know, Destiny's shelf life, it wouldn't be around now if it wasn't for that constant progression and evolution. It's necessary for a game like that to evolve and change, but just doing it in the right way. And I think now with it going free to play over the last few years, and of course with Bungie clearly moving most of their efforts in terms of development focus and costs towards Marathon, again, that's a whole nother can of worms. I don't know how that's going to go. Doesn't look particularly well considering the rise of Arc Raiders, but, you know, the point on the other side of that coin is that Destiny is now receiving less support from a development perspective. And that is kind of crazy to say, considering it's been their flagship IP for so long. You know, it's crazy. You know, I blame fucking Fortnite. I blame Fortnite for the reason we have lightsabers. If they never put Thanos and all of Iron Man, Spider-Man, fucking Homer Simpson now, if they never put these guys in Fortnite and this stupid battle pass system, you know, Destiny might be probably in a better place. In fact, I think it probably would be. I think it would be a game that thrives and really sticks to its core tenets and principles of community, the multiplayer experience, and everything that it sort of encompasses within that, like the raids, as I mentioned. You know, like when you talk about memories and going back to the raids, I just feel like I have to do stuff like riding the Zamboni in Wrath of the Machine in Destiny 1 and watching it fall off the cliff, falling off the edge of not even a cliff, like, well, onto a cliff, I guess, of the old Cosmodrome, and sort of falling down with it. Or, you know, trying to do a flawless raid for the first time just to get a title and fucking it up on the last boss because you killed yourself. I've been there. too many times. Not good. It was painful, but the memories are worth it. And that's what Destiny was really all about to me. And it's such a shame that we've really lost that. I have no desire to pick it up again. That's really what it is. You know, normally when a new expansion would come out, there'd be that urge to, you know, maybe I'd take a 3 to 6 month, maybe even a year break from the game, but I'd always come back. I used to say that to my friends. I'm like, I'm always going to go back to Destiny. You know, here and there. I did it for the final shape, and I had a good time with that. But that was the last time, and it's been a damn while since then, and there's nothing about Destiny, despite the 11 years and incredible memories I've had playing with strangers and friends, that really wants to make me come back. And I don't think, or rather I do think, a lot of people feel the same way as well. Hopefully things can change though. Who knows? I think a Destiny 3 is probably the only answer. Take the nuclear option, Bungie. Do it. Maybe that will be the solution. I don't know. I hope it's a franchise we see come back down the line to its former best. But thank you so much for watching, listening to me waffle, ramble about Destiny and the games that I fucking love and adore. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you want more of this kind of stripped back, raw, authentic content. And I'll see you pretty soon. Have a good one, people.